Hello and welcome to the outdoor video vlog by yours truly. This time you find me on the summit of Carrock Fell in the northern fells of the Lake District in England. And it's a bit of a blowy one tonight, but I've managed to pitch up somewhere reasonably well. I don't know whether the camera can see that over there. I have no idea. Maybe that's picking it up. But that's like at least a 1,500 foot drop down after there. So I'm just hoping I've nailed the tent down strong enough so it doesn't blow away in the night with me in it. So yeah, as you can see behind me there, over my shoulder, that's the summit cairn itself. And what a magnificent structure. Whoever built that, every credit to him. A magnificent cairn, that. And it's pretty exposed up here. It stands up to incredible storms and gales. Anywho, I'd like to talk about Ozzy. Obviously, a lot of people are talking about Ozzy because he passed away recently, and what can you say? I mean, I've got to be honest about it. You know, I was in two minds whether I do this vlog or not, but because everybody's been doing an Ozzy one, and obviously some of these people are just doing it for the views and stuff like that, and kind of uncomfortable with that a little bit. But the more I've thought about it, the more I've thought, well, he was such a big part of my childhood, my adolescence really, because I was born in South Birmingham basically, and as you all know, Ozzy's a Bromley-like, so Sabbath were like big heroes to everybody, like rocking in Birmingham and I kind of, you know, my adolescence was spent basically listening to those first 4 or 5 albums really. I don't know, there's something about those early Black Sabbath albums that just resonated with me. You know, it just gave me some meaning in that. And Ozzy and his unique sort of voice and the way he interpreted Geezer Butler's lyrics, it was very unique, and I don't know, it just seemed to communicate something to me. And I also think with Ozzy and Black Sabbath generally, they're a working class band. They're from a working class background in Aston, in Birmingham, and they're working class guys. I mean, Tony Iommi, when he lost his ends of his fingertips in that accident, industrial accident, that was his last day of work there. You know, metal fabricating or whatever. I think he was doing something like that. And you know, the working class lads and that. And I think again that's very relatable. And Ozzy certainly personified that. I think even at the height of his stellar fame, let's be honest, stellar fame, everybody knows who Ozzy is, he still had a down-to-earthness about him that was kind of refreshing for a rock star and that, you know. What can I say, really? I mean, Sabbath, he had this bluesy wail of a voice. Geezer there, he's more like a jazz bassist, really. And that rhythm section was kind of like a jazz bass rhythm section. Then you had Tony Iommi, who just reinvented the guitar completely, heavy riffing and enormous sounding power chords and that, and it was very unique, and Ozzy was a massive part of that. And I just love the way he interpreted those kind of Geezer Butler lyrics on those early Sabbath albums. I mean, when you hear, you know, that the immortal line, "Generals gathered in their masses" there, I mean, I think that's one of the most amazing lines, not just in rock music, but in music history, and Ozzy delivers that line perfectly in that. Of course, it didn't work out for him in Sabbath towards the end there, and he often did his own thing, and that's where he hooked up with Sharon Osbourne, of course. And well, she wasn't Sharon Osbourne then, of course, but married him and everything like that, and she guided him to an amazing stellar second career, really, you know. And there were some incredible guitarists. One of my favourite memories ever gigging is seeing Ozzy at Port Vale, the Heavy Metal Festival 1981, with Randy Rhoads on guitar, and that was still to this day arguably the finest guitar performance I've ever seen from anyone there. It was amazing to see that lineup of Ozzy's band. I've seen Van Halen at Donington in '84, and I'd still say that Randy Rhoads one is just up there with that. Amazing. Yeah, he had an incredible history of finding these guitar players, didn't he? Incredible, really. But yeah, Of course, yeah, should I suppose I should mention the MTV years when he did these, was it Home at the Osbournes or whatever it was, the little series at home there. That was very random, but that took him to absolute megastardom, really, didn't it? So he's had an interesting life there, and we streamed the final Black Sabbath Ozzy concert from Villa Park. So glad I did, or we did now, and what a fitting way to go out there. Legendary. If I'm being honest, I don't think there is anybody who's been or is more of a legendary frontman in the world of rock than Ozzy. And God bless his soul, rest in peace, and he'll be reunited with old Randy up there. And there's just such a brilliant back catalogue of albums to listen to with Ozzy. I urge you to do so. Download Spotify, whatever it is you want to listen to them on. So yeah, R.I.P. Ozzy. Just remains for me to say, from a blustery Carrock fell. I'm in a wind shelter at the moment, so I've got out the wind a bit. Stay safe, keep well, and I'll see you all later, guys. Bye.